now that you're all here, let me take time to thank you all again for coming. One of the issues that we focus on at the policy school a lot is climate change. And Boston prides itself on being a leader in climate mitigation efforts. Those include renewable energy, energy efficiency, the biking that we've talked about, trying to reduce traffic. The other side of that coin is adaptation. And we all know we narrowly missed getting damaged really badly by Sandy. So my question to you is, what would you do to make Boston a leader in responding to sea level rise? The possibility of more frequent and more intense storms as we continue to develop our coastlines. Where do we go? I guess we'll start that way.
Mike, why don't you start?
Well, seeing I live on the water at M in Columbia Road, I should probably really be up to speed on this question. A few years ago, as you all remember, the Mayor Menino wanted to move City Hall to the South Boston waterfront, and not only was it not the highest and best use, but one of the issues I raised was because of climate change, City Hall at some point would probably be, not only you wouldn't be able to get down to there, but it would probably be underwater, and felt that City Hall should be the greenest building in the city, with sensor technology and solar panel installation, all the great things that we're working on now to save our environment. So clearly, global warming is of critical importance. How the city is going to be addressing climate and sea level change in particular, I'm not quite sure anyone has addressed it at the city level to date. So it's a question that you and your team are working on. So quite frankly, I'd be more interested in hearing as to what you and your students are learning and how we, as a city, could better work closer together to address the issue, because at least in my tenure on the council and in recent years, I haven't really seen much on the council or in the city about this particular issue. So I would actually be deferring to those that are studying the issue to learn more about it and find ways which we collaborate better to make sure that we're putting in place the protections and measures to address sea level change.
Okay, since you asked, I will say that we have just started something called the Boston Building Resiliency Partnership, and it has researchers all over campus and in every college of the campus working on this exact issue.
And to date, has been really Chapter 90, which has been the setbacks from the water with respect to all the development that we're seeing in the South Boston waterfront and along the north end, Charlestown, East Boston. So it's an issue clearly that's, the train has left the station, if you will. So yes. I'll bone up on the Boston building piece.
I'm a big supporter of environmental causes. I myself use a company called Viridian for my power sources, and it comes from water turbines and other solar sources. And I think that we can encourage that expanding across the city of Boston to reduce our carbon footprint. I'd like to see expansion of recycling programs across the city. I also have been out this summer advocating for amendments to Article 89, which is an expansion to urban agriculture in the city, supporting buy local initiatives, because I think that those are opportunities not only to have agricultural organic spaces in the city of Boston and encourage composting, but will reduce our carbon footprint. And just to give you my one big thing, I would like to see the opportunity for the city of Boston to have its own green energy plan. And I know that in the 1980s, municipalities lost the ability to develop power plants, but it's something that I hope to work with our next mayor on and lean on the legislature to get that back as a possibility in Boston.
Excuse me. This is one of those issues that drives me bananas all the time. And I love to say this, we can't legislate Mother Nature. You cannot mess with Mother Nature. So when these rising, we can't stop the ocean from rising. I think we have to stop building up close to the waterfront. I think we have to have a barrier there. But I know you've got your different reasons. But the reason why I want it is because I just don't like it when a private individual, usually a rich person or a corporation or business, will build right up to a beach or on the shoreline, and it restricts the public access of walking on the beach or walking along the waterfront, et cetera, et cetera. I know we've got the greenway that's going around, and that's great, but I'd like it to go back further, because I don't like the public's access being restricted to Mother Nature's beauty, which is the ocean, the parks, et cetera. So that probably didn't answer your question, but it does drive me bananas.
Folks, John Connolly's glad it's a tight schedule. Are you heading someplace else in here?
That would, I don't know. Now.
It's at Jack's house.
Yeah, it's at my house, right?
How about a quick 20 seconds on climate change, then we'll let you go.
It's beyond the scope of the Boston City Council, but I would say that the things that we have been within our power, single stream recycling we've increased solar power, we bought hybrid vehicles in our last capital budget. We're fighting John Connolly's leading the way to try to expand the bottle bill to include water bottles. We've sent 3 resolutions up to the State House that have died on impact up there, but we do our bit, and we do our best, and we sure could lean on Northeastern's expertise here.
Do it. Annissa,
I
quick
think
one.
one of the quickest places we can make some dramatic changes with our schools, our individual schools, many are located on the top of hills on purpose, and I think that we could really look at renewable and solar energy solar panels on those schools. I think that's a quick, small but big impact change.
Michelle, quick one.
The impacts of sea level change are already here, so I think the best thing we can do is plan and prepare. We're waiting the Green Ribbon Commission's report back, but I think there will be probably recommendations for strengthening sea walls and maybe planting trees in certain areas close to the waterfront, building resiliency requirements into zoning code and development requirements, and we need to have evacuation plans in place proactively in case the next superstorm does damage our transportation infrastructure.
I would like to amend the zoning code so that every future building that is built in Boston, not specifically singular homes, but something that is bigger, that is going to be a multi-complex, has to be green efficient and held to the EPA standards. And we should tap into available federal resources. Consider we are Boston, we're a progressive city, to take those funds and aggressively push anybody who is coming to develop in our city that they have to build in a green and efficient manner, build it.
All right, well, rather than recycle the very thoughtful answers that have already been made, I'll just say that in the wake of the tragic events of Marathon Monday, we were Boston strong because we were Boston ready. So it really does all begin with our preparedness. I certainly didn't run for office because I have all the answers, or ran for office to develop the best answers in collaboration and partnership with you. So we look forward to learning from the students here.
One idea for you to think about before we let you go with great things. Expanding South Station is nuts. The answer is to connect North and South Station by rail. It'll take 60,000 cars off the road, contribute enormously to dealing with climate change, and it isn't going to cost $8 billion. There are cities all over the world doing this. So please consider this seriously, and those of you who are elected will have to put up with a visit from me on the subject after the election. You guys have been great. I am so impressed, folks.
Thanks.